So now that we've had a chance to talk high level about what a home share is, how home equity investments work, let's take a look at a case study and actually do a numerical example so that you guys have an idea of how this program might work for homeowners that are considering going solar or making home improvements with your organization. And for the sake of this example, let's just assume that the homeowner owns the home free and clear. So they do not have a mortgage. And this is not a requirement, but just to keep the math relatively simple, we'll say that this homeowner owns the home outright. They have full equity. So then let's say that the home is valued by NADA for $500,000. The home is currently worth $500,000 on the market during the qualification process. So this $500,000 home, the homeowner is looking at, let's say, installing a solar system and battery bank. And the total value of that solar system and battery bank is worth $50,000. That $50,000 for a $500,000 home, that's 10%. 50,000 divided by 500,000, 10%. So that's what the agreement is actually for, is for 10% of the homeowner's equity upon sale or refinance or extension at the end of the 10 years. So the home share is 10% of the homeowner's equity. Now let's fast forward, we'll say 7 years into the future, since 7 years statistically is the amount of time that a homeowner owns a single family home in the United States. So again, remember, this homeowner is free and clear. They haven't, when they entered into the home share agreement, they didn't have a mortgage. The home is totally paid for. So they have full equity. So that 10% that the home equity investment was for, that's not a share, 10%. The homeowner, of course, has 90%. So the homeowner receives a solar system in exchange for the original amount, which was $50,000, plus 10% of the incremental increase to the equity's value when the home sells. Now we're fast forwarding 7 years into the future. The home that in the beginning of the home share agreement was worth $500,000 has now appreciated in value to $700,000. For those of you that are wondering, that's about a 5.5% year-over-year increase for 7 years for the home to get from $500,000 to the current value 7 years later at $700,000. So because the agreement is for that 10% of equity, we would take the current value of the property, $700,000, minus the original value, which was $500,000. That gives us an incremental increase in home value, or in this case, home equity, they're one and the same, of $200,000. So the way we do the math to figure out how much money would be transferred to the capital provider, NADA, would be to take the incremental increase, 10% of the incremental increase, which is $20,000, add that to the original principal of the home share, which was $50,000, and that equals $70,000. So NADA would receive at the sale of the home, in this particular case, $70,000, and then the homeowner would take home 90%, which is $670,000. So the homeowner essentially gained $130,000 worth of equity and made no monthly payments during the course of 7 years for their solar system. Of course, depending on the market, depending on the utility, that's a lot of savings, adds up every month. Huge benefit to the homeowner having realized those savings immediately. And who knows, maybe even taking that money that they weren't paying the utility and investing it in the market or some other type of investment accounts to watch that money grow.